let me show you how to sharpen an Asian style knife. First, what you're going to do is take your adjustable electric, and I always like to start with turning my knob to 10. So this just makes sure that I have the correct positioning for a 16-degree angle. So now it's set for the 16-degree angle because an Asian knife is generally a 16-degree angle, especially the shun that I'm going to sharpen. A couple of things about the knife first, before we get started, is that you can see here on this Asian style knife that there is not a bolster. Okay, it's just a thin piece of metal. This is important because on the knife sharpener you'll see guides, these little white lines. And what that means is on a non-bolstered knife, like this Asian style knife here in my hand, when I place it inside the knife sharpener, I'm going to drop it right in the middle. All right, and then I'm going to pull back towards me. On a on a bolstered knife, like this Schmidt Brothers European knife, you can see that there's a bolster. There's just a heavier piece of metal down below. There's no way that I would be able to drop that through the slot because it's too thick. So what I'm going to do with this particular knife is just put that back end of that bolster right against the flush of the machine here, and then I'm going to start and I'm going to pull it towards me. So with the Asian style knife, because it is a heavier metal, it's the Japanese metal, I'm not going to run it through the coarse slot. I'm going to go ahead and run it through the fine slot only. I wouldn't want to damage my knife if I ran it through the coarse because it is a little bit more aggressive. So we'll only stay with the fine slot when sharpening with the electric adjustable. I'm going to turn it on. I'll show you how to use it, and I'll be right back. Again, sharpening from your heel to the tip of the knife, and you can even come up a little bit at the end there to roll up on that tip to make sure that is nice and sharp. The German style knife. As I mentioned before, there is a bolster here. So we're going to just start at the very back of the, or the front of the machine. And this is a very dull knife because I've been using it a lot, and we want to make sure it's nice and sharp for my next use. I'm going to run it through the coarse slot about 5 to 10 times, and then I'll run it through the fine slot 5 to 10 times. Video purposes, I'm only going to do a couple of times. Oh, how silly of me. I forgot. We need to adjust for the German style knife. Again, I'm turning it to 10, and then I'll turn it all the way to 20 because that is what the angle of the knife is. If you don't remember what the angle of your knife is, and you don't have this handy guide from the manuals, for the manual that we sent you, or this piece here, feel free to go to our internet, or if they're not listed on any of this printed material, you can call your customer manufacturer, the manufacturer of your knife, and they'll be able to tell you what the angle is. All right, so we're ready for the German style knife. Pretty fast, pretty easy. And the other reason why it's so fast and easy is because there's interlocking wheels on both the coarse and the fine slot. With those interlocking wheels, that means it's going to sharpen both sides of your knife at the exact same time. So it's quicker, and it is a more efficient edge at the end of all of this. Now let me show you the serrated knife. The serrated knife, as you can see, there's lots of grooves, hills and valleys here. We are going to sharpen not only the tips of this knife, but we're also going to sharpen inside the grooves of each of this knife here. The serrated knife sharpener on this machine is out here to the side. This doesn't need to be turned on. This is a manual piece only. And what we'll do is take our serrated knife and run it through a couple of times, again 5 to 10 times. And with Kitchen IQ's patented technology with these sharpening elements or sharpening rods, they're more of a point, so they're actually able to get into each of the grooves, and so not only sharpen the grooves, but sharpen the tips. Because it's ceramic, it's not going to remove a lot of metal from your serrated knife.